This is Holy Family School of Faith.
Hello and welcome to the table, Conversations on Catholic Education. Today, for the school where I work at, this is the last day of our online education. We've got a study day on Monday. Many people are also experiencing a similar thing. Either today was your last day, maybe yesterday was your last day, or your last day is imminent, or maybe you've been off for a couple days already. Congratulations, you made it through COVID-19 extended online study, and it has been a heroic thing. Teachers, thank you so much for your sacrifices. Parents, thank you for your sacrifices. It was heroic. And some of you were saying, I had no choice in the matter. That doesn't mean it wasn't heroic. Sometimes the only options we have are heroism or serious sin. And God gives us the grace to choose the heroism, and we chose it. Thanks be to God. That's a gift. And that should be cause for joy. And many of us are thinking, great, now we're done for the summer, and who knows what will happen on the back end of summer. We'll pray that we'll be back in our buildings in some way, shape, or form, right? But is education over? I would suggest it is not. So the other day we were in a meeting at School of Faith, and one of my colleagues, who hopefully one day you'll see on here, doing an episode for the table, shared a quote from a man named Professor Ted Sri. And it was talking about evangelization and discipleship, but it's very applicable to education as well. The quote was this: "At the heart of discipleship is imitation." At the heart of discipleship is imitation. In other words, to be a disciple of Jesus did not mean taking tests, like written tests. It didn't mean passing exams so much as it meant imitating the Master. That's the essence of being a disciple of Jesus, is imitation. That's important for education and for teachers and for students. And of course, by teachers, I mean parents, and I speak to myself, right? As a human being, I am built to imitate. If we are parents of young children, we know this very, very, very well, especially if you have multiple children. If one student, could be students, right? If one child says something at the kitchen table, there's usually an echo, at least at my kitchen table, of it being repeated around the table. So we have a lot of conversations about what it is that we're saying, because it gets multiplied by however many children are in the family. One educator, his name is Andrew Kern, says that we are made in the image of God, and that means you are a copy of God. A little copy, not exactly the same, right? You're a smaller version, and you are built to copy. He goes on to say that it's not a matter of if you will copy, it's just a matter of whom you will copy. That's important. That's important, because when it comes to our education, it's one of the most important questions to ask is, who am I imitating? Am I imitating someone who is worth imitating? And am I, as the teacher, am I imitation worthy? Why bring this up on the last day of school, right before we're on summer vacation? Well, because education's not ending. We are continually copying. And now, of course, my children will continue to copy me, just like they have been. They will copy my good and my not so good. And I have to ask the question, am I worthy of copying? And now you're saying, D'Amico, man, give us a break. We just got through this schooling, and now you're laying it on us again. No, not so fast. There's always hope in this. Remember, God is on your side when it comes to educating your children, and He's giving you sufficient grace to do so. The question is, am I imitating the Master? Am I spending time looking and contemplating the face of Jesus and imitating Him? God is giving us the grace to do that. And the place that happens is in our prayer. If I want to be imitation worthy, I have to imitate the one who is worthy of imitation. And that, by the way, is why we read the Gospels on a daily basis. That's why that's so powerful, because we become slowly, by this slow process of digesting the person of Jesus, just like his disciples, day after day after day of living with the Master, they become more like the Master. School continues. And actually, in a certain sense, it's the most important aspects of school will always continue. It's about who you copy. So what's the practical takeaway from this today? Well, we're about to go into the summer. What's my plan for spending time with Jesus and imitating him? What am I going to do? When am I going to spend time in prayer on a daily basis to imitate the Master and think about him? Simple things you could do. You could pray the Rosary with us, right? That's one way of doing it. It's very simple. It comes straight to your email, dailyrosary.net. Maybe you just read over it yourself. You don't have to listen to it. Maybe you just take the Gospels every day. Pick a Gospel, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Read it at the breakfast table. Read it out loud. Do both of these things, right? Combine them. There's nothing that says that you can't double dip this stuff, and you can involve your family in this. Maybe some of you are already doing this. Praise God. Keep doing it. Maybe there's a place in your house where you can sit down just for even 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Read some kind of spiritual reading, or read the life of a saint. That's another great one. There's a great little video out recently on Sister Clare. She was a sister from Ireland, and she wanted to be a famous movie actress, and she heard the call of Jesus to become a sister. She freaked her whole family out by becoming a sister, and they made a video of her life. She died in 2016 in an earthquake when she was serving in Ecuador. My wife just had me watch this video yesterday. I'll put the link in below. Imitation. Imitation comes from seeing good examples. It's an inspiring example. What are you going to do to imitate the Master? Thank you so much for your time. If this has helped you, you might consider sharing it with someone else. Like, subscribe, join us for the Rosary, dailyrosary.net. Check out our YouTube channel. There's a lot of stuff that School of Faith is putting out these days. And as always, remember that God is helping us, and he is the primary teacher in this job of education. Sebastian D'Amico for the table, signing off.